Well, it's Tuesday, February 23rd here in Scottsdale, Arizona. Here again, I need to put a disclaimer out. I'm not a registered investment broker or investment advisor, so anything I say here you need to go check out and talk to your advisors. And please, your advisors are welcome to call me so we can sit and brainstorm with you, but you do need to consult with someone. Hey, looks like, I'm 63 years old, so I'm trying to think to myself, a lot of my friends are asking me, how do you retire? Well, it's easy to retire. Retire is really easy. Just stop and, at 63 you can get partial Social Security, get some of your money that you get. The only problem is that once you're 62, 63, 64, for me, I don't get full retirement benefits until I turn 66. It means anything I earn is going to get taxed. I think I get to make up to $14,000 without being taxed. I mean, $14,000. I mean, what do you do with that? By the time I'm up to $35,000 or $40,000, I don't have any tax benefits left. I think you pay, for every $2 you earn, I think you pay $1 in Social Security. I mean, it's pretty silly. So it leaves you with some things. If you want to retire early, you need income. So where do you get income? Let's say if you retire with $1 million. I mean, if you have $1 million, $1 million is a lot of money. It's pretty hard to get $1 million put together. A lot of people do. A lot of people have a lot more than that. I mean, a lot of my investors, we certainly have a lot more money than that. The average person, let's say you have $1 million. You have bills. I mean, okay, so you're going to get $20,000, $25,000 a year from Social Security. Certainly can't live on that. Certainly not going to be doing any trips to Riviera or going down the Seine River or seeing the Great Wall of China. So why retire if you can't do any of those things? So let's think about retirement. You have $1 million. Where are you going to put that? You're going to put that in the bank. You're going to earn $150 on that for a year. Actually, it's about 0.1. So I guess you'd earn $1,000 on $1 million. Putting it in the bank. CDs, same story. T-bills, you want to be really safe. T-bills. 1/10 to 1/4 of 1%. So if you have $1 million, you make $2,500 on it. Are you going to put it into bonds? Long-term bonds are paying what? 3%. 3%. That's better. That's a whole lot better. So that would give you $30,000. But let's think of $1 million and getting 3% on $1 million. You get $30,000. But what about bonds? Bonds right now, I mean, they're at an all-time high. Some of the countries around the world are going negative. So maybe we can go negative. We can't go too terribly much lower. Our 10-year T-bill is now at, our bond is now at 2%. And it was down at 1.65, 1.8 not too long ago. Could go down there. Could it go negative? Maybe. Probably not, but maybe. So maybe get a little bit of capital gains, but then get no income. So that's a two-edged sword for you. But what happens if they go up? If they go up and just go up a little bit when they're down at historic low interest rates and they just go up to 1%, you're going to lose 30% of your principal just instantly. So you get a little bit of income, but you take a huge amount of risk. So what else are you going to put it into? Maybe you're going to put it into an oil fund. Well, we know what happens with that. Certainly you can get 10, 12% on an oil fund. I can think of 3 or 4 right now that you can do that for. Take a little bit of risk. Not to say that you shouldn't do that with a portion of your money. Probably not a bad idea, particularly when you're talking about oil at $40 or $50 a barrel versus what it was just a little bit ago at 100. But I'm going to tell you something I think that you should do, and I think that you would work really, really well for you. It certainly has worked well for me and for my investors. I mean, this is something I have done myself, so I want you to understand that this is in theory. I mean, the libraries are full of all kinds of get-rich strategies, and I'm just going to tell you what I did. I own property, and I own income property. We've been advocating this for years and years and years. So if you have $1 million and you want a $75,000 a year income, well, okay, so maybe Social Security gives you 25, so you're 25 it away. You can take $50,000 out of your savings for this $1 million, and you can go 20 years. Long time, but keep in mind that each year that you do that, you have less and less and less and less. So you got 20 years, that's not so bad. What if you live to be 25, or you live to be 30 years longer than that? What if you live, we're living really old. What if you live to be 95 or 100? Nothing worse than being old and poor. It's that those are two dynamics that you certainly don't want to encounter. So what I'm going to say to you is that if you can get a 5% or 7% pretty easily, which we can in my asset class, and you also have growth components to it. You know, if you get a bond at 5%, you hold it for 10 years. Okay, you get 5% on that. You buy a piece of property, it gets 5% now. Next year it's going to get more. Year after that's going to get more. So in 5 or 10 years, you're going to be getting significantly more income than what you have now. So I'm going to say a couple things for you. We can tailor all kinds of things for you, and I'm just going to say you need to talk to your financial advisor. Your financial advisor can welcome to call me. We can put our heads together on this. But let's just think this through. We have $1 million. You can go out and buy some very, very conservative pieces of property. You can buy retail properties. You can buy some Walgreens. I think it might need a little more than $1 million. I think right around $2 million you can get Walgreens. They pay 5% a year. We have bank properties. We have a property that's Chase Bank. I mean, 15-year lease on that property. It's returning 7%. You know, and here's the things when you buy these properties is that they have a 5% return today, and when every couple of years you have an increase in rent, and rent typically goes up 3%. So you would go up. It would be say if it was $50,000 a year, it would be $51,500 a year, and it escalates like that, so that you are actually growing your rent basis. Now, here's what's the nice thing is that you are just the owner of these properties. They're triple net leases. You don't pay anything. They're managed by their own property. You just own the property. They take care of everything else. Roof leaks, that's their problem. Taxes go up, that's their problem. Insurance is their problem. You just own the facility, and they pay you back. Now, I don't have $2 million or $2.5 million, and I'm not comfortable with that. Okay, we sell just a tremendous amount. I mean, we have a huge portfolio of single-family homes, and you can buy 4 or 5 single-family homes and get yourself a very nice return. Here in Phoenix, we can buy things for $1 million. You have 5 properties. Each one of these are going to net probably $6,000 to $8,000 a year. So if you have 5 of those, you would have anywhere from $30,000 to $40,000 a year. It's not the same as getting a commercial building where you're getting 5 or 7, but they are very conservative, very easy to rent, take very little risk on them, and they grow like mad. And here again, you have the same component that rent keeps going up. So what I would say to you is that if you're going to retire, believe me, I'm sure you've done the math. You need to have some kind of an income for yourself. So income is going to be king. If you want to retire, there's only so many avenues today that has income. Please give me a call, and let's see if we can't find something that works for you. We're just here in Phoenix. We're just loaded with stuff, and we're in the #1 growth area in the country. Maybe it's #2, but we go back and forth. But we're growing like mad out here, so the properties that you buy probably going to be worth a lot more money in 10 years now than what they are today. So not only are you going to get income, you're going to get appreciation. It's just fabulous. So give me a call. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.